Welcome to the commentary of the home of alternative commentary as we bring you a first for the channel as we bring you the pitching in Isthmian League South Central Division 1 clash between Binfield and Basingstoke Town. I'm your host Russ Vennon, alongside me who is standing by ready to bring you the action and who's got the all-important team news for this game today, which is a first for the channel, being out and about on site at a non-league ground. Let me hand over to your match. Let me say a very good afternoon to the very first time this afternoon is to Nicholas Jones. Good afternoon, Nicholas. Are you looking forward to this match tonight? Well, this afternoon, should I say?
Good afternoon, Russ. Yes, it's great to finally at Hill Farm Lane. It looks like a very interesting game between Binfield and Basingstoke Town. They've never played at this level. Binfield promoted from the Hellenic Premier Division last season. Basingstoke Town transferred from the Southern League Division 1 South West Division, ex-conference South Side. And
we seem to have just lost the voice of Nicholas Jones there for just a second. We'll try and get Nicholas back for you in a second. I think we have going back now. We just lost you for a moment there, Nicholas. And how do you see this game going today, mate? Do you think it'll be a good match?
I think it'll be a great game, whatever happens, Russ. Because like I said, first at this level, Binfield, if you didn't get it, promoted from the Hellenic Premier Division last season. As a result of the fixtures being halted, they also had a good run in the Bill-based FA Bars by reaching the final. They lost 3-2 to Warrington Rylands. Basingstoke Town, on the other hand, ex-conference South Side. They've had a bit of a slump in recent years, and they transferred to the South Central Division from the Southern League Division 1 South West.
Yes, should be a good match. This one today to watch as we get ready for Nicholas to watch, should I say, as we get ready to bring you kick-off at 3 o'clock. We'll be with you. We'll be crossing by live to Nicholas very, very shortly. Let's just have a look at some earlier results in the matches that have been played this afternoon so far, and we'll have a look in the Premier League first of
Commentary.
all. And we've got
the commentary hub.
And we've got Binfield against Basingstoke Town coming up in a moment. But in the Premier League earlier, we had Craig Braddock bringing Manchester United 5, Leeds United 1, Brighton again, and in the Championship, we've got Peterborough beat Derby by 2 goals to 1. In the Premier League under 18 division, Fulham beat Tottenham 4-2. Liverpool won 5-3 against Stoke. Southampton 2-0 winners against Norwich. Wolves 1-0 winners against Sunderland. Reading lost 3-1 to West Ham. Arsenal 5-3 winners against Aston Villa. Chelsea 5-2 winners over West Brom. Leeds 2-1 winners over Everton. Leicester 3-1 winners. 3-1 defeat, should I say, to Palace. 3-0 Man City against Manchester United. 3-0 for Derby against Middlesbrough. 3-2 win for Brighton against Birmingham. 11 against Forest was abandoned, and in stoppage time, Newcastle 3, Burnley 8 in the under 18 matches. Today we'll head back across to Nicholas in round about a couple of seconds, ready for kick-off in this match today. Are you still there with us, Nicholas? We appear to have lost Nicholas for a minute. Are you there? Are you back with us, Nicholas?
Yes.
We'll be getting ready. We'll hand over to you in a second, Nicholas, ready for commentary on this match. So we'll hand over now and we'll hand across to Binfield against Basingstoke with your match commentator. And the very first for the commentary hub is Nicholas Jones.
Thanks, Russ. Less than a few minutes to go. Less than a few minutes to go now before we kick off at Hill Farm Lane. Just going to go through the lineups of the teams now. Starting with the home team, Binfield. In goal is number 1, Chris Grace. Number 2, Jack Thompson Wheeler. Number 3, Jack Broom. Number 4, Kian Duncan. Number 5, Liam Gavin. Number 6, Tom Wilmont. Number 7, Ollie Harris. Number 8, James McClurg. Number 9, Callum Bunting. Number 10, Joel Valentine. And number 11, Sean Moore. For the away side, in goal is number 1, Julian Schwarzer. Number 2, Daniel Williamson. Number 3, James Howarth. Number 4, Sean Dallimore. Number 5, Scott Armsworth. Number 6, Dondre Brown. Number 7, McCoy Palmer. Number 8,
Just seem to be having a few technical issues at the moment. Sound just dropped out. I'm back to Nicholas when we do have him back. We'll get ready to turn back to Nicholas when he is there and ready for us. Just a few technical issues at the moment. We'll try and resolve those when we can. As we have to bring you this Isthmian League South Central Division 1 clash between Binfield and Basingstoke. We'll try and get Nicholas back when we can. Just having a few technical issues at the moment in time. So we'll get back to Nicholas when we can. Just keep you abreast of what's happening in the matches when we can do that. Match kicking off at 3 o'clock. Just we'll try and re-establish the lead to Nicholas in a second. Are you there yet, Nicholas? we will try and re-establish our lead to Ill Farm Lane, where Binfield are playing Basingstoke Town in plenty of time. Just lost Nicholas with Peter having banned now. Are you there, Nicholas?
Ross, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, Nicholas. Yes.
I don't understand. I don't know why we appear to be having these problems.
I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm back across to you anyway, Nicholas, and we'll just persist with him. I'll just take over with and mention a few scores. We will try and get Nicholas back when we can. I'll bring you some updates from the matches around the grounds until we can get Nicholas back. We appear to have Nicholas back right now. Let's see if he's there. Can you hear us, Nicholas?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can, Nicholas, yes.
Okay. Okay. Apologies, everyone. This is all new for us. And now I'm going to go through the referee match officials. We have a referee, Russell Jones, and assistant referees Dan Frizzell and Mark Foreman. And shortly, but if anyone could let us know in the comments, then please do so. Players now are going through like the various greetings, shaking everyone's hands, doing the fist bumps, wishing everybody luck as ever.
We appear to have just lost Nicholas again for just a moment or two. We'll try and get Nicholas back on. Re-establish the line back to Nicholas at Ill Farm Lane as we get ready for Binfield against Basingstoke Town. We have got a few technical problems this evening. We'll bring you up to date with what's happening across that as we get ready for the matches, our coverage of our match today. And so if you're tuning in, we will be hoping to bring you the commentary of Binfield against Basingstoke. Today the matches are at 3 o'clock in the Premier League are all underway now, and we've all just kicking off in those 3 o'clock kickoffs, which you'll be able to see scrolling across the bottom of your screen in just a minute or two. And we'll bring you up to date with what's happening from our featured match when we can. We'll bring you the goal. We'll try and fetch you some of the commentary when we can, due to just having a few technical issues at this moment in time with Nicholas. We can't seem to hear anything at the end for Nicholas, but what I can tell you, we've got a goal in the Premier League. You better see it across the bottom of your screen. 2 minutes on the clock, and Burnley have taken the lead against Brighton through James Tarkowski. So we'll bring you up to date with those scores as we go through the afternoon. Keep you up to date with what's happening around the world as in other games as well. We'll be able to keep you across all of that this afternoon as we will look to fetch you all the news as we can fetch you today. Now fetch you a commentary game at 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. James Tarkowski opening the scoring in the 3 o'clock kickoff's early goal in that one just after just 2 minutes. In the end, we appear to keep losing Nicholas at this moment in time. We will try and establish lead back to Nicholas when we can. He's out and about for us this afternoon. Hoping to bring you the Binfield game. We'll keep you across that one when we can give you commentary. We'll bring you that. Barrow beating Hartlepool by a goal to nil in League Two. Offerand Zanzala on 3 minutes with the goal in that one for Barrow. We'll keep you across the matches in England. We've now re-established the connection to Nicholas. Nicholas, back over to you, my friend.
Okay, thank you. Kick-off already underway, and ball headed away by Callum Bunting for Binfield. Basingstoke have had the early possession, but now it's Binfield in possession now, as it's caught by Jack Broom. Broom tries to cross, but caught instead by Daniel Williamson. Williamson passes back to Broom. Badly timed move, and now it looked like it was Liam Gavin who had possession with the ball. Passes it back to his home defence. Crossed by, I think that might have been by one of the defenders, but caught by, I think that might have been Aidan Lewis. I couldn't quite see who it was. One of the players has put number 18 on his shirt in place of one of the regular shirts. But so apologies if I get confused over that one. Early throw into Binfield. Headed away nicely by the defence. And Binfield
a few technical issues still appear to be happening on our featured match this afternoon. We'll keep you across what's happening there as we wait for some more goals to go in. We're back with Nicholas again now, so take it away again, Nicholas.
Right, thanks. Apologies if I keep losing you. Anyway, Basingstoke it's Basingstoke in early possession, but a foul by the looks of it by Jack Broom on one of the Binfield players. Couldn't see who it was. We appear to be a few minutes in already, and it's a free kick to Basingstoke, and it will be taken by Ben Cook. Ben Cook, one the recent, he poises himself, gets ready to take the free kick, which he does. Headed away by the Binfield defence, caught by, I think that might have been Bradley Wilson, and a foul just outside the Binfield's goal area, and it appears to be as though it will be an early corner, a corner to Basingstoke, and it will be taken. and it'll be taken by. It looks like it'll be taken by Ben Cook again. Just had to check that one. Cook takes the corner for Basingstoke. Almost headed clear, but now it's back with Binfield. Binfield back in possession, and this time it's with Ollie Harris. Ollie Harris for Binfield, featured in the FA Vars final against Warrington Rylands. He's going for it, blocked by the Basingstoke defenders, and a foul by the looks of it by Daniel Williamson, but nothing given by the referee, and it is Connor Lynch for Basingstoke, another new signing for the Dragons, but quickly dealt with by Chris Grace. Goal clear. Nice clearance there by Binfield, but it's out for a Basingstoke throw. Roughly 10 minutes in, still Binfield 0, Basingstoke 0. We'll have a roundup of the other matches in the Isthmian League South Central Division 1 match at half time. But bit of a dispute going on. It looks like between referee and a couple of players, but it looks as though a throw-in is about to take place here at Hill Farm Lane. Throw-in taken by Basingstoke, straight to Scott Armsworth. Armsworth for Basingstoke, crosses. Very well timed cross. It looks like it was caught by Dondre Brown. Dondre Brown for Basingstoke. Now back to Armsworth. Armsworth crosses, but headed clear by one of the Binfield players, and it goes over the line and also onto the roof of the seated area. Throwing quickly taken by Williamson. Williamson for Basingstoke. Binfield do well to tackle the ball. So that will be another throw in to Binfield. Binfield with the throw, looks like one of the central midfielders for Binfield. Again, apologies if I guess anything wrong. Ball well caught by Basingstoke. Straight to Schwarzer. Schwarzer clears, and it is caught well by Binfield, but intercepted well by Cook for Basingstoke, and play has been stopped. Looks like the referee isn't too pleased about something. He calls Ben Cook over, who takes the ball away. It looks like it'll be a free kick to Basingstoke, and it'll be Ben Cook to take the free kick for the Dragons. Basingstoke Town, as I've mentioned earlier, formerly of the Conference South. It's now the National League South, and as I say it, it's a goal for Basingstoke. Basingstoke Town take the lead, and it was offside. Thanks to the fan in front of me who has corrected that for me. So a thank you to the fan, really appreciate it. And goal clearance by Chris Grace, but straight back to Schwarzer. Schwarzer rolls the ball to Scott Armsworth. Armsworth crosses, he aims for George Reed, and it is caught well by Reed. Reed now with the ball for Basingstoke. He almost went to Bradley Wilson. But it's now back in possession with Binfield, and now it's with Callum Bunting. Bunting! Whatever attempts that was, it came to nothing, and it is out for another throw-in. We're almost about 15 minutes in. Still Binfield 0, Basingstoke Town 0, as Daniel Williamson takes the throw-in for Basingstoke, which he does. Well past now but a poor giveaway. That was aimed for Callum Bunting, and it's good header by Williamson, and now to Cook, and now it's with Dondre Brown. Dondre Brown gives it away to Binfield, but Basingstoke quick to get this one back. Straight back to Mark Schwarzer. He's seen quite a bit of action so far in this game. Headed by Binfield, and now it's back in possession, and now it's with Bradley Wilson for Basingstoke. Williamson now with the ball for Basingstoke. Williamson tries to get round Sean Moore, but it's a throw into to Binfield, quickly taken by Jack Broom. Bunting for Binfield, but fouled. I think that was by Armsworth, or was it? I think it might have been Armsworth or McCoy Palmer. The referee comes over to have a look, and he's given him a bit, and I think he's given McCoy Palmer a bit of a warning there. So it'll be a free kick to Binfield, their first of the game. Everyone's now getting poised to get ready for the free kick. Russell Jones blows the whistle. Free kick taken by Binfield, hits the sidebar. Very good. A bit of work there by Ollie Harris. But it's still Binfield 0, Basingstoke 0 at the quarter hour mark. Schwarzer to take the goal kick for Basingstoke, which he does. He does it really well. Tries to cross to, I think that might have been George Reed, but well cleared by Basingstoke. I think Ben Cook fouled. Yes, indeed he was. Quick to get back up on his feet. No real harm done, and it will be a free kick to Basingstoke. Basingstoke to take the free kick, and it is still 0-0 between Binfield and Basingstoke Town. Just over 15 minutes have been played. Nothing comes of the free kick though, and it's gone straight back to Chris Grace in goal. Grace to take the goal kick for Binfield. Will it be able to find Callum Bunting effectively? Not almost taken well by Bunting, and
we just appear to have lost Nicholas at this moment in time. So I'll just run you through some other scores that we've got so far and some goals that have gone in some other matches. In the Premier League, Watford have taken the lead against Aston Villa. Dennis Bonaventure with the goal there. Fulham are 1-0 up against Huddersfield Town in the Championship, thanks to Alexandra Mitrovic. Carl Naismith has put West Bromwich Albion 1-0 up against Luton. Leighton Orient 1-0 up against Exeter. Mansfield 1 up against Newport. 1-1 that game between Mansfield and Newport now. Swindon are losing 1-0 to Carlisle United. Accrington 1-0 up against Cambridge. Wickham 1-0 up against Cheltenham. QPR 1-0 up against Hull as well. Some goals going in around the grounds in England. We'll bring some other results a little bit later on. We'll try and get back to Nicholas in a second. We've just lost connection to Nicholas altogether at the moment, but do stay with us and we'll fetch Nicholas back in again. We will try and re-establish our lead back to Binfield against Basingstoke. What I can tell you, it is currently about 30 minutes gone in that game where Nicholas is for us this afternoon, a game which we should hopefully be bringing you from the Isthmian League South Central Division, whereas Binfield 0, Basingstoke Town 0. We will try and get back to Nicholas at the ground with some commentary for you when we can. As we will try and re-establish his lead there. Hartlepool have equalised against Barrow. Tyler Burry with the goal on 17 minutes. Will try and re-establish the lead to Nicholas up at Basingstoke when we can. Well, up at Binfield at Ilfarm Lane at Binfield. But while waiting, Burton having a 1-0 up against Ipswich Town. Joe Powell with the goal. We will try and re-establish the lead to Nicholas when we can get Nicholas back. If you're tuning in to try and hear some non-league football, we will try and bring you that when we can, but due to technical issues at the moment beyond our control, we are unable to bring you that at this moment in time. Do stay with us though, we'll bring you some scores from around the grounds. We will not bring you any matches with the commentary on any of the matches though, but we will fetch you some goal alerts when we've got them. While we wait to re-establish our lead back to Binfield, to fetch you Binfield against Basingstoke. I'll try and fetch you. I'll see if we can bring you some updates from what we have got. Try and fetch your reaction to that earlier one, and we'll try and fetch that in a moment. We'll try and fetch Nicholas back in on us in a moment. We have appeared to have lost him for a moment there. We will bring Nicholas back when we have got him in the end. But we're still waiting to re-establish our connection to Nicholas Jones this afternoon. As we look to bring some action this afternoon, there's been a goal in the Premier League I can tell you about, and it's come at Everton in Southampton. Have taken the lead at Goodison Park, and it's Adam Armstrong with the goal there. I'll bring you up to date on that one, how that happened. When I can, I'll keep you up to date with what happened there. When I can fit, and we'll get back to Nicholas when we can re-establish our connection to Nicholas Jones. Who's at Binfield for us this afternoon. A few technical problems that we have got so far. Ipswich have equalised against Burton, 1-1 there now. FC Wimbledon taking the lead against Bolton in League One as well on this afternoon's match. We will try and get back to Nicholas and get back to some live football this afternoon and some commentary action this afternoon, but we will keep you up to date with what's going off this afternoon. It's still 0-0 between Binfield and Basingstoke. There's been a goal now, and Basingstoke Town have taken the lead through Scott Ormsworth. We'll try and get back to Nicholas in a moment to give you what's happened in that one, but we have got a goal in the game. We are covering 1-0 to Basingstoke Town against Binfield. We will try re-establish our lead to Nicholas when we can, but we have lost Nicholas for a few moments. Still awaiting to get Nicholas back. If you're tuning in to hear the coverage, sorry we're unable to bring you at the moment. Connection issues have seen that temporarily put to an hold. We will try and get back to bring Nicholas back with us when we can. We will try and re-establish our connection to Nicholas in a second. We will hopefully try and get back to Nicholas, but Scott Ormsworth for Binfield a goal down in the Isthmian League. Uxbridge are down to 10 men. Alex Whittam, the man sent off. Marlow 1-0 up against South, 2-0 up against South Park. Adam Richards and Jordan Brown with the goals there. Anwell Town are beating Bracknell Town by a goal to nil. Tomasz Simachuk with the goal there. In Staines Town 1-0 up against Churcity Town. Sheridan Campbell with the goal in that league. We'll keep you abreast what's happening, of course, in that league at this moment in time. Oxford 1-0 up against Charlton. Wimbledon have conceded. Bolton have levelled. It's 1-1 between AFC Wimbledon and Bolton Wanderers there now. That's in League One. We have got appear to have got Nicholas back now. And are you there, Nicholas? Can you hear us?
Yes, I am. Just to quickly update you on this one, Basingstoke scored the opening goal in the 16th minute, courtesy of Scott Ormsworth.
Yes, thank you, Nicholas. And we'll go over to you now, Nicholas, for the commentary, mate.
Clears the ball now. Just going on to the front. McCoy Palmer now with the ball for Basingstoke. Has gone out and look like a free kick or no, apologies. I've heard look like for the Isthmian League South, although other serious catch. Well, Bracknell Town had a really good first season in the South Central League a couple of seasons ago. Almost got promoted. The fans on the Isthmian League website have said that they could be the ones who are to go up straight away. But back to the here and now. Binfield have the ball back, but not for long though, as Willamants was alleged to have been fouled. No, in fact, it wasn't Willamants. It was Kian Duncan, one of the club's new signings. And Willamants has the ball for Binfield, but it's now got back to Grace. Grace clears the ball out of the goal area, almost headed by Callum Bunting, but it's now back with Basingstoke. Armsworth sends the ball out for a throw. And referee stops play. There appears to have been an infringement of some sorts. Couldn't quite see what. If anyone knows, then please do. Sorry. Yes, they kick the ball away, and it's just an ordinary throw-in. So apologies if I keep getting it wrong, but thank you to the various fans who have managed to be where I am now, just to point out anything that I've missed. Anyway, Binfield's almost had the ball momentarily, but And whistle has gone yet again. The ball has gone out of play. And it looks like it will be another throw to Binfield. Or will it? No, it's in fact, no, in fact, it is a corner kick to Binfield. I believe it is their, sorry, free kick. Yep, free kick to Binfield. They couldn't make anything. They couldn't make anything earlier of the of their free kick when it bounced off the sidebar. Will they have better luck this time? The answer is no. Willamant clears and goes straight over the line. Apologies if we keep having problems. But everyone, but so the game still appears to be going on. And it'll be a straight up goal kick by Julian Schwarzer. Sorry, I keep getting the names wrong of that one. Schwarzer to clear the ball for Basingstoke. And if you couldn't hear me mention it earlier, I'll say it one last time. He is the son of Mark Schwarzer. Really good goalkeeper for the likes of Fulham and Middlesbrough, Bradford City, and also had a short stint at Plymouth. But Binfield now back in possession with the ball, not for long though. Now it's back with Basingstoke. Basingstoke, to me, look to be the stronger side, having scored the opening goal, although it looks to me as though Binfield are catching back up. Free kick taken, nice cross taken by Binfield, but not for long though. Cross by Dondre Brown. Almost headed away by Liam Gavin. Now it's back with Basingstoke. Binfield quick to take it back as well. And the number 18 for Basingstoke, I will let you know who he is as and when I can. McCoy Palmer now for Basingstoke. Palmer crosses. I think he was aiming for Reed. Reed catches the ball. Great catch by Reed. Almost found Bradley Wilson, and that would have been 2 for Basingstoke, but nothing quite comes of it. Still 0-0 between Binfield and Basingstoke. Looks to me as though 25 minutes have been played, and a Binfield player has gone down, but quickly back up. Couldn't quite see who it was. It was in fact Duncan. Willamant. Now it's back with Basingstoke for it's a Binfield free kick. I do apologise. But it's now back with Basingstoke. Basingstoke now with the ball. Here's Cook. Cook passes to Connor Lynch. Thatcham Town's goal scorer from last season, but tackled well by Chris Grace. But Basingstoke still managed to keep the ball, and it's Reed. Reed for Basingstoke. Headed out by Tom Willamant. And it'll be to Basingstoke Town. And once again, it'll be taken by Ben Cook. Cook takes the corner for Basingstoke. Headed by Harmsworth, who almost makes it 2, but punched away by Chris Grace. And it is now with, and I think it's with the number 18. We'll ask somebody at half time who it is, just so I can check. And it's a goal kick for Binfield. In case you didn't hear this earlier, it's a rough start. It's proving to be a rough start to them for life in the Isthmian South Central, promoted from the Hellenic Premier Division last season. But as I mentioned, they appear to be gaining some momentum of their own, and it's now with Sean Moore for Binfield, but tackled by, I think that was Daniel Williamson. Quick stop play. The referee doesn't look too impressed, but no cards given. Free kick to Binfield. Looks like third, and we're just approaching the 30th minute. Still Binfield 0, Basingstoke 0. Free kick taken by, I think that was James McClurg, but saved by Schwarzer. James McClurg is one of the player managers alongside Carl Withers. Basingstoke managed by Danny Brownlee. And it looks like a foul has occurred. And a free kick to Basingstoke taken by Ben Cook. Ben Cook finds Scott Armsworth. And had he aimed at the correct angle, he would have put the Dragons 2-0 up. Don't forget there'll be a roundup of matches in the Isthmian South Central at the half-time break. And the ball is cleared by Chris Grace for Binfield. You're listening to the Commentary Hub. I'm Nicholas Jones, and you can hear us on Twitter, Periscope, Twitch. But it looked like it was almost an attempt on goal by, I think that was Joel Valentin, but arguments going on outside the penalty area. I think Schwartz took a swipe at Joel Valentin that looked a bit unnecessary. Binfield was definitely on the attack then, and it's now Armsworth with the ball for Basingstoke. Armsworth crosses, and he finds Liam Gavin. But it's now back with Basingstoke. I think that might have been. I think that was Wilson, and Wilson has been fouled. Referee stops play momentarily. Goes over to the offending players. No cards given. Liam Gavin takes the chance to have a drink. It appears to me that we have almost 10 minutes to go until half time, and it'll be Grace to take the free kick for Binfield, which he does. Grace clears it, or headed for Callum Bunting. Bunting now with the ball again, but it's gone back to Armsworth. Hounded by Valentin, who tugged his shirt momentarily. Reed crosses for Basingstoke, but now caught by Tom Willimont. And the ball has gone out for another throw. Throw into Basingstoke Town. And it looks like it'll be Daniel Williamson who will take the throw for Basingstoke. Still 1-0. Still 1-0 to the Dragons. Headed by Armsworth, out of play, and it's a throw in to Binfield. Throw in taken. It was aimed for Bunting. Bunting has the ball but passes straight back to Chris Grace. Grace now passes to, I think that might have been Wilmont. And out of play goes the ball straight to Schwarzer for the goal kick. Julian Schwarzer to take the goal kick for Basingstoke. It is still 1-0 to Basingstoke at Hill Farm Lane. But Schwarzer makes a mistake and sends the ball out for a throw-in when he should have actually sent it out to one of the players. But one of those players may well have been blocked by somebody from Binfield. Throw into Binfield. Caught well by Joel Valentine. Valentine now with the ball for Binfield. No, in fact, it was Sean Moore, who I believe is the club captain. Yes, indeed he is. And now just taking a look, it is Ben Cook, who is the Basingstoke captain. Apologies if I didn't mention them earlier. The fans are getting noisy. That's just what we like to hear. A noisy atmosphere with fans behind two clubs, great in their own right. And it's now with Broom for Binfield, but I think he might have tripped up Connor Lynch. Lynch appears to have been tripped up. Kick. And it's now with George Reed. Reed for Basingstoke, back to Cook. Cook goes for, I think he was aiming for Armsworth. Now it's back with I think that might have been offside momentarily, but play still goes on. Reed, Grace with the ball for Basingstoke again. I apologise if I keep getting things wrong. Grace clears it for Basingstoke. No, Binfield, sorry. And the ball has gone out of play again, sent out by Ben Cook. No, in fact, it wasn't. It was James Howarth. Throw in taken by Binfield. We're approaching the 40. Looks like we're approaching the 40th minute, and this is still Binfield 0, Basingstoke 0. Julian Schwarzer to take the ball, to take the goal kick for Basingstoke. Passes to the number 18. I think that might have been. I think that's probably Sean Dallimore. We'll confirm later. We'll confirm when I can. It's now Keir Duncan for Basingstoke. Duncan passes to Wilmont. And it's been intercepted by Armsworth for Basingstoke. Great tackle by the first half goal scorer, and it's now with James McClurg. McClurg for Binfield. Cross by, I think that might have been Wilmot, but quickly taken by Williamson for Basingstoke. Reed does very well to hold on to the ball despite being advanced by McClurg, and it's now with Ollie Harris. Ollie Harris for Binfield, straight to Sean Moore. Basingstoke have done really well to clear the ball out of their area from any Binfield attacks. They're doing well defensively. But play has been stopped. It looks like play has been stopped momentarily, but now resumes. It's now bunting for Basingstoke. Now straight to Ollie Harris. Harris does well to try and get round Dondre Brown. Not for long though. Both players go down, and it's now with Bradley Wilson. Ball goes out of play again. We've got about 5 minutes to go until half time. And ball goes out of play again from Binfield. Throw in to be, and it looks like it will be a goal kick to be taken by Binfield. Tough start to. It might have been a tough start to life in the Isthmian League for Binfield so far, but they're showing that they're quite capable of playing a good game against Basingstoke. Don't forget, Basingstoke have experience at a higher level, formerly of the Conference South. But now it's with Thompson Wheeler for Binfield. Now it's gone to Bunting. No, Valentine. Valentine for Binfield. Passes straight to Moore, and Moore has looked like he might have been clipped. And before I lose you, just going to go through the team strips now. Binfield all red. Basingstoke wearing the white shirts with the grey sleeves, the black shorts and white socks. Just quickly have to get that one out of the way, and it's a free kick to Binfield, and it looks like it will be taken by Ollie Harris. Ollie Harris with the free kick for Binfield. Play starts, the referee blows his whistle, and it doesn't quite go the way Binfield wants. Poor targeting, I'd say, from Ollie Harris. And it is still currently it is still Binfield 0, Basingstoke Town 1. But goal kick taken well by Julian Schwarzer. Basingstoke look to have been the more aggressive throughout the first half. Brown straight to McCoy Palmer. Palmer aimed for Connor Lynch, but couldn't quite get to him. Nice block by Binfield. They're going to have to regroup and come back even stronger in the second half, methinks. Throw-in taken by Howarth of Basingstoke, and it's now up for another throw. This time to Binfield. Throw-in taken by Binfield. Caught by, I think that was Ollie Harris. And it's now going straight to, I think that's Moore, but taken by Williamson. Williamson did very well to block the advances from the Binfield captain, Sean Moore. Bit of shirt pulling from Armsworth on Bunting. Headed well by Williamson, but doesn't go the way he wants. And it is now with Dunker for Binfield, almost headed in by Bunting, and that would have been the equaliser for Binfield. Now it's with McClurg to Dunker. To Thompson Wheeler. That was a lovely assist by Cian Duncan, and Bunting almost put it in, but didn't get the angle right. Nicely cleared by George Reed. Straight back to Howarth. Howarth for Basingstoke. And it's now gone straight to Lynch, but sent back to the goalkeeper by Thompson Wheeler. Less than 5 minutes to go in the first half. You're listening to the Commentary Hub live on YouTube, live on YouTube, Twitter and Periscope. Also through our partners J-DAC Football and JB Sports, and through our official streaming partner Melon. And it's going to be a free kick, and it's looked like it's going to be a throw-in, to Basingstoke, to be taken once again by Howarth. James Howarth throws the ball in, and it's now caught by McCoy Palmer. McCoy Palmer for Basingstoke, slips up. Binfield take advantage. And it's now with Callum Bunting. Bunting for Binfield. And it's now gone back to Armsworth. Now to Cook. Cook. Now Cook again. Cook crosses. He was aiming for Bradley Wilson, but Binfield now have possession of the ball once again. It's gone straight to Julian Schwarzer. Schwarzer takes possession, and there goes the half-time whistle. It looked like a fairly even game throughout most of the first half, but Basingstoke have picked up the opening goal courtesy of Scott Armsworth in the 16th minute. It looks, if this was a good first half, the second half should be tastier. Half-time score at Hill Farm Lane. If Ross can still hear me, Binfield 0, Basingstoke Town 1.
Thank you very much, Nicholas, and we'll be back with Nicholas in plenty of time for the start of the second half, and we'll also get his thoughts throughout that first half as well, and see what he felt that first half went on and who was the better side. But what we'll do in a moment, I'm back to Nicholas in just a few moments, but what we'll do right now, with some of the games coming up towards half time around the grounds, let's take a look at what's happening around the grounds on this Saturday afternoon, the 14th of August. In the Premier League, Burnley 1, Brighton of Albion 0, Chelsea 2, Crystal Palace 0, Everton 0, Southampton 1, Leicester City 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Manchester United 5, Leeds United 1 is a result. Norwich v Liverpool is an evening kick-off at 5:30. Another game you can hear on the Commentary Hub. Watford 2, Aston Villa 0. In the Championship, Barnsley 1, Coventry City 0, Birmingham City 0, Stoke City 0, Blackpool 0, Cardiff City 0, Huddersfield Town 1, Fulham 3, Hull 0, QPR 1, Middlesbrough 1, Bristol City 0. Still playing, Millwall 0, Blackburn Rovers 0. Nottingham Forest 0, AFC Bournemouth 1. Full-time score, Peterborough United 2, Derby County 1. Reading 1, Preston North End 0. Swansea City v Sheffield United is an evening kick-off at 8 p.m. West Bromwich Albion 2, Luton Town 0. League 1, Accrington Stanley 2, Cambridge 0. AFC Wimbledon 1, Bolton Wanderers 2. Burton Albion 1, Ipswich Town 1. Cheltenham 1, Wycombe Wanderers 1. Lincoln City 0, Fleetwood Town 1. Milton Keynes Dons 0, Sunderland 1. Morecambe 2, Shrewsbury Town 0. Oxford 2, Charlton 1. Plymouth 0, Gillingham 0. Portsmouth 0, Crewe Alexandra 0. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Doncaster Rovers 0. 43rd minute in the match. Kick-off delayed is still Wigan Athletic 0, Rotherham United 0 is the latest score. In League 2, Barrow 1, Hartlepool 1. Bradford 1, Oldham 0. Bristol Rovers 0, Stevenage 0. Colchester 0, Northampton 1. Leyton Orient 2, Exeter City 0. Mansfield Town 2, Newport County 1. Port Vale 0, Tranmere Rovers 0. Rochdale 0, Scunthorpe United 0. Salford City 0, Sutton United 0. Swindon 1, Carlisle United 2. Walsall 0, Forest Green Rovers 3. In other matches today, I'll just run you through some of those scores as well to give you a rundown, and then we'll go through what the scores are in the Isthmian League, which is the same division as well where the game we are covering this afternoon is from. So if I'll just take a look in Scotland. In Scottish League 1, Airdrieonians 0, Falkirk 2, Clyde 0, Alloa Athletic 0, Cove Rangers 2, East Fife 0, Montrose 0, Peterhead 0, Queen's Park 1, Dumbarton 0. Scottish League 2, Allen Athletic 2, Stirling Albion 0, Elgin City 2, Albion Rovers 0, Forfar Athletic 2, Celtic Arts 1. Scottish League Cup round of 16, Ayr United 0, Dundee United 0, Dundee 0, Motherwell 0, and Livingston 1, St Mirren 0. In the Isthmian League, South Central Division, half-time scores from the doors and what we've got in the action that we're fetching, in the division where we're fetching you the live game from. At half-time, Benford Sports 0, Chipstead 1. In our feature match, Binfield 0, Basingstoke Town 1. Chalfont St Peter 1, Ashford Town Midex 0. Anwell 1, Bracknell 1. Marlow 2, Southport 0. 41st minute gone there into the 42nd minute now. Staines Town 1, Chester Town 1. Chatham Town 1, Northwood 0. Uxbridge versus Sutton Common remains goalless, while Westfield versus Tooting and Mitcham United is 2-0 to Westfield. And what we'll do in a moment, we'll head back to Nicholas. We've just appeared to have lost him at this moment in time. We will bring him back on when we can fetch Nicholas back on to get his thoughts on that first half. 0-0 now between Wigan Athletic and Rotherham United in that delayed match in League 1. Kick-off delay with about 10 minutes time. We will rejoin Nicholas very, very soon. So we'll bring you Nicholas back when we can. Just trying to just in communication with Nicholas. Just gaining contact with Nicholas that we can. I think we're back with Nick. I think Nicholas is back with us right now. Are you there, Nicholas?
Yes, hi Ross.
Hi, Nicholas. Nicholas, you're watching Binfield against Basingstoke Town this afternoon for us and
I think he
bringing us
wants me to go in
commentary.
the clubhouse for the second half.
How do you make?
Alec, what are you doing here?
What have you made to the? What have you made to the
Yeah.
first half, Nicholas?
Yes, hi Ross. It's been quite an eventful. It's been quite an eventful first half, but I'm trying it in the clubhouse, like you said, but it's a lot noisier in here.
Yes, it probably will be while it's half time, and then they'll probably go out for the second half, Nicholas. As long as can you still hear me, Nicholas?
Yes, barely, but it's noisier in here.
Yeah, what's the first half been like? Who do you reckon has been the better side in that first half, Nicholas?
Yeah, it's been quite interesting. Yes, it's been quite an interesting first half between two sides very capable of delivering the goods. Basingstoke appeared to have been the strongest side in the first half. Binfield have shown some resilience. It's just unfortunate that
We appear to have lost Nicholas at this moment in time. We will try and get Nicholas back when we can, due to few technical issues that we seem to be having this afternoon. We will try and resolve them in time for the second half. And Nicholas, you're back with us now, my friend. And who do you reckon has been the better side in that first half?
I'd say Basingstoke.
Which player so far from Basingstoke has stood out for you, Nicholas? Who do you reckon has been the standout player for Basingstoke?
Armsworth and Cook for Basingstoke have stood out, but I could barely hear you from inside the clubhouse.
Yes, it should be a good second half, Nicholas. We'll come back to you as soon as the second half is ready as soon as the teams are back out. We'll get Nicholas back in time for the second half. If you can still hear me, Nicholas, let me know when the teams are coming back out. We will get Nicholas back in plenty of time for the second half and bring you up to date with the teams for the second off. I think the team's maybe on the way back out in a couple of minutes. Can you hear us, Nicholas?
Yes, yes, I can, but I fear that if this connection keeps getting worse, we may have to abort.
Yeah, no problem, mate. What I'll suggest to you, which I'll mention to you privately, so you said Basingstoke has been the better side in that first half, Nicholas. Which player from Binfield have you been impressed with from that first half?
It was actually Basingstoke that I think were the stronger in the first half, and two players that stood out for me were Ben Cook and Scott Dallimore, the goal scorer. Scott Armsworth.
Yes. Which player do you think has done well for Binfield in that first half, Nicholas? Who do you think Binfield's best player has been so far?
The players for me that did well for Binfield include the likes of Callum Bunting. He featured in it a lot. Also, a lovely assist towards the end of the first half by Cian Duncan, who aimed for off the side post.
Yeah, should be a good second half we've got in prospect. Nicholas, have you got? Is there signs of the players coming back out for the second half just yet? Is the players on the way back out yet?
Yep, they're on the. Binfield already out. Basingstoke look like they're ready to join. I can just see George Reed coming out onto the pitch now. The referee, match officials as well, as is Scott Armsworth. So kickoff should be any minute now.
So what I'll do then, I'll hand back over to you, Nicholas, for second half commentary.
Right, thanks a lot, Russ. A very entertaining first half between both sides. But now we gear up for the second half, and apologies to anyone who caught the ambient noise inside the clubhouse. That provides a rule for commentary, doesn't it? So Binfield will be kicking. Binfield will be kicking will be kicking away from me, and Basingstoke will be kicking towards me. Prior to that, in the first half, Binfield were kicking towards me. Basingstoke kicking away. So there could be plenty more chances for both sides in front of goal. At the moment, I'd say Basingstoke have the potential to win the match. Might even score a couple more goals. Might score the odd more goal or three. Binfield look like they're ready. Binfield look like they might want to peg this one back. As far as I can see, no half-time substitutions have been made. And it'll be Binfield to get us underway again in the second half. It'll be Bunting to take the ball to
Just appear to have just lost Nicholas for a moment or two there. We'll fetch him back when we can get back to him. But I feel if this
Stoke.
We're back
lead
with Nicholas now,
by
so here we go,
a goal to nil. Yes, now with McCoy Palmer for Basingstoke, but quickly taken by Binfield. Now it's with Thompson Wheeler. Thompson Wheeler for Binfield. Binfield, straight to Tom Wilmot. Wilmot crosses to in by passes, but indeed he was cleared by Binfield and straight to Basingstoke, and a foul. It looks as if it was on James Howarth. A goal kick by to Julian Schwarzer. Julian Schwarzer handling the balls and sending them away from attacking Binfield players. Headed by, I think that was Lynch. I think that might have been Lynch who headed the ball for Basingstoke. Nice body. I think that was Cook. Was indeed Ben Cook. Or clear by Harris. Nice pass upfield by, I think that might have been, yes it was Broom. Now it's Thompson Wheeler for Binfield, straight, almost caught by Nusa. And cross straight, was across by Basingstoke to Bradley Wilson, but Binfield now have the ball back. Lynch tried to take the ball off Wilmot, but that came to no avail. Ball cleared out of the Binfield goal by Grace. Duncan now for now with Jack Broom for Binfield, the man. And it's back with Armsworth. Armsworth, the man who scored the first half goal for Basingstoke. And it's now gone straight to Liam Gavin. And back to Armsworth for Basingstoke, but intercepted well by Callum Bunting. And it looks like it will be a corner kick to Binfield. The kick well, and Christ results like it was almost all bound, but nothing comes of it. Schwarzer goes over the fence to retrieve the ball, which is behind the goal opposite me. There's plenty of trees. We're quite close to farmland and woodland. And it's a goal kick straight to Schwarzer. Schwarzer clears for Basingstoke and headed by George Reed. And again by Reed, and ball goes out of play straight to Liam Gavin. Caught by Jack Broom. Broom with to, I think that might have been Palmer. But as well, final defence, Chris Grace. But it looks to me as though Tom Wilmot is badly hurt. He's down on the ground. He's holding his head in his hands. He looks in pain. He might have to, it looks like he might have to be substituted. I can see a couple of the Binfield substitutes running around the pitch. But Wilmot's back up on his feet. He looks very winded. And it will be a goal kick to Binfield, be taken by Grace.
We appear to have just lost Nicholas for a moment there. Well, I can tell you, Cardiff won up against Blackpool, should I say. Bolton 3-1 up away to AFC Wimbledon. Back to Nicholas now as we've rejoined him.
We've and headed by Basingstoke, caught almost by Duncan, and it is now with and it's now back in possession with Basingstoke back to Lynch. Basingstoke appear to have been the stronger. It's now back with Lynch. Binfield starting to ramp up the pressure a bit, and Ross can hear, which is good. And it's now with, like it might have been, I think that was Moore, the captain Sean Moore. Quick update: Binfield Basingstoke Town by 1-0, and it looks like we may have had 10 or 15 minutes already played. Basingstoke very strong. Basingstoke appears to have been very strong, but Binfield marginally behind. Cross taken by Liam Gavin. And the ball has indeed gone out. Gone out of play.
Okay, thank you.
And it'll be a throw in to Basingstoke, and taken by Scott Armworth. Back in Basingstoke, looks like they're going to go for a second, but blocked by Binfield, courtesy of Jack Thompson Wheeler. Nice block. I think that was Lynch heading for McCoy Palmer there. Howarth for Basingstoke, but pass straight to Palmer. Nice cross there by I think that might have been Sean Dallimore. No, it wasn't. It was Deandre Brown. Also, no half-time substitutions made, as I've mentioned earlier. Binfield. Now it's with Sean Moore. Sean Moore for Binfield. Now it's back to Bunting. Now it's gone to Kian Duncan. Duncan for but Julian Schwarzer was too quick for him, and a foul on Lynch, but play quickly back underway. No cards. Now with Wilson for Basingstoke. Nicely blocked by which should neither be heard nor spoken. You're listening to the Commentary Hub live on the Commentary Hub 2 and JB Sports and Mike Harneman and our sponsors for the season, as is our official streaming partner, Melon. James McClurg, quick to take the ball for Binfield, but it's gone out of play for what looks to be a goal kick. In fact, I think a player might have even been offside. By Joel Valentine. Valentine still manages to hold on to the ball, almost taken away by Harris. That was actually, and now it's with Lynch. Lynch for Basingstoke. Now back Homer. Straight to Connor Lynch. And offside. Flag has been won. I think, but I'm not seeing where Russell Jones is. It's by Gavin to Thompson Wheeler. Now, nice headed, clear, forwarded by foul on Julian Schwartz. Has been found. He looks to be badly hurt. He's lying on his back. I hope he gets back up on his feet very soon. The contrary up, we will the best. Nice foul on his back. He's moving. He looks like he was about to get up. The referee takes a look at him. He appears to be okay, which is good news. He only got ploughed. But had Joel Valentine not been too close to him, it looks as if Binfield might have gotten a chance to equalise, but opportunity wasted, I'd say. And a goal kick quickly taken by Binfield, by Basingstoke. Quickly taken by Schwarzer. And headed by Wilmans. Now caught by Basingstoke and Reed. Reed now for Basingstoke. Tries to go around the players. Couldn't quite do it. He passes to, I think that might have been bound by Basingstoke, but saved by Grace. Well to go for goal on that one, but saved really effectively by Chris Grace. And it's now with James McClurg for Binfield. Now back to Wilmans. Will have been Ollie Harris, but picked up. But the ball's now been picked up by Jack Broom for a throw-in. And is now caught by Callum Bunting. Bunting for Binfield, now back to Broom. Broom crosses and finds Ollie Harris, but intercepted well by James Howarth. And Howarth has been fouled by Harris. Harris quickly back up onto his feet. No real harm done, it seems. He appears to be all right. And it looks like it'll be, and it looks like it might as well be, and it's a straight goal kick to Binfield. Julian Schwarzer, he's seen quite a lot of action throughout this match. Almost headed by, I think that might have been Bradley Wilson, but Liam Gavin was quick to take advantage of that. Not for long though, as it'll be a straight free kick to Binfield to be taken by James no, it's Jack Broom. Broom straight to Wilmot. Wilmot crosses. He aims for Valentine. Almost gets it, but Williamson quick to hold him off. And a brief stop in play before Julian Schwarzer takes the goal kick for Basingstoke. The tension starts to mount a little bit, and it looks like a substitute has just been made for Binfield. This is Josh Howell, who comes on for Binfield, the man who scored the first of Binfield's goals in the FA Vars final at Wembley against Warrington Rylands as a substitute. Headed by Gavin, but it looks as if Howell was going to try and get it off him at the first time of asking. Couldn't quite get there, but the ball goes out of play once again, and it is going to be a Basingstoke Town corner by the looks of it. And it will be Ben Cook to take the corner. Well over 20 minutes have now been played throughout the second half at Hill Farm Lane, so it looks as though we're well past. So it looks as though we're approaching the hour mark. Corner kick didn't quite work for Basingstoke though. Reed straight to, I think that was Sean Dallimore. George Reed, Bradley Wilson, I beg your pardon. Now, Wilson almost aimed for Lynch, but headed away well by Wilmot. And now it's gone to George Reed. George Reed with the ball for Basingstoke, tries to get round Broom. Couldn't quite do it. He finds Lynch, who doesn't quite get to the ball in time. Had Lynch been a couple of inches closer, he may well have had an opportunity to double Basingstoke's lead. Goal kick taken by Binfield. Just a quick update on the weather. It is a glorious and sunny day here in Berkshire. Binfield still trail Basingstoke by a goal to nil just as I speak. Josh Howell had the ball momentarily, and now it's gone back. Now it's gone to Tom Wilmot. Wilmot to Thompson Wheeler. Thompson Wheeler crosses and aims for. He's found Sean Moore. And that was a missed opportunity for Binfield to equalise against Basingstoke. And it will be a goal kick to be taken by Schwarzer. Schwarzer clears. Schwarzer passes the ball, to one of the Basingstoke defenders. Almost caught by Lynch, but headed clear by Wilmot. Now it's caught by Valentine. It was Wilson. Wilson for Basingstoke. And straight into the hands of Chris Grace goes the ball. And it's now back with Wilmot. Wilmot for Binfield. Nice, lovely cross by Wilmot. Almost in possession for almost at the feet of Howell, but something has happened which has gotten the referee's attention. Was a Binfield player offside? Free kick to Binfield. Actually, something must have happened that's actually gone to their favour, and it will be Howell to take the free kick. Well over 25 minutes. Looks as if well over 25 minutes have now been played at Binfield. Howell gets ready to take the free kick, which he do. How unlucky can one guy be? Just inches away from the goal. It only goes just wide. But that gives Basingstoke the chance to just hang on to their lead, and out goes, and the ball goes out of play for a Binfield throw-in to be taken by Broom. And I've just gotten word of the attendance at Binfield. It is 403. 403 supporters have attended the game between Binfield and Basingstoke Town. Good number of Basingstoke supporters here, and it looks as if their travelling will be rewarded with a Basingstoke victory if things stay as they are. McCoy Palmer almost has the ball for Basingstoke, but blocked very well by Liam Gavin. And it looks as though it'll be a throw-in to Basingstoke, and it will be taken by Sean Dallimore. Sean Dallimore throws the ball to Wilson, but taken away by Thompson Wheeler. Good defending from Binfield. Now caught again by Palmer, but now it's with Howell. Howell for Binfield, but gives this away to Schwarzer. Very poor aim. I think he was going for Ollie Harris, but the ball didn't go where he wanted it to. Nicely caught there by Lynch, and is pushed down by Thompson Wheeler. That was very unnecessary, looked very rough in my view. And the referee goes over to have a chat with Thompson Wheeler. Lucky to get away with that, in my view, but a Basingstoke free kick. And it's going to be Ben Cook, the captain. Just a quick reminder of the team strips. Binfield all in red. Basingstoke with the white shirts, the grey sleeves, the black shorts with the white stripes, and the white socks. Referee gets ready to start to get the free kick going, but something has happened in the goal area that appears to have gotten his attention. So player's been stopped even longer. Russell Jones backs away. Ben Cook gets ready to take the free kick for Basingstoke, which he does. Headed clear by James McClurg, but almost taken by Dante Brown. But Dante Brown, and it's another free kick to Basingstoke, quickly taken by Cook, and now it's with Reed, and it looks as if Wilson was the man who was fouled by, I think that might have been Jack Broom. I couldn't quite see who it was that allegedly fouled him. But we will keep going with this game until the very end. So a free kick to Basingstoke, and it will be taken by George Reed. George Reed with the free kick. George Reed with the free kick about 65. George Reed with the free kick about 65 to 70 minutes have been played entirely. So it looks to me as though we have 20 or so minutes left to go in this game. Ben Cook gets ready to take the free kick. No, sorry, it's George Reed. George Reed to take the free kick for Basingstoke. The wall for Binfield is Harris and Duncan. Not for long though. The free kick does not go the way Binfield wants. No, sorry, Basingstoke wants. And it's going to be, and it looks like it'll be another free kick to Basingstoke. No, corner. No, corner, I do apologise. Just going to crane my neck to see who will take the corner for Binfield. Yes, indeed, it is the captain, Cook. Been very instrumental throughout the match for Basingstoke this season. And that was almost a chance at goal by Dallimore, but blocked very well by Liam Gavin because of his persistence and his determination and his constant ability to forward the ball to his teammates when they need it to. I am going to give the man of the match to Basingstoke's Ben Cook. So well done to him. The man of the match, sponsored by the man of the match in association with our friends at Commentary Services, goes to Basingstoke's Ben Cook. And a goal kick to be taken by Chris Grace, which he does. And it's now back with Reed, although Basingstoke quick to take this one off. It was McClurg, and it's now with Callum Bunting. And it's now gone to Sean Moore. Moore now with Howell. Howell! Straight back to Ollie Harris. And Schwarzer with the ball for Basingstoke's goal. Basingstoke's goalkeeper. He was definitely a close second for my man of the match, but only just loses out to Ben Cook. Schwarzer clears the ball for Basingstoke, but a foul just outside the goal area, nothing given, and it was on Connor Lynch, and it was I think it might have been by the substitute Elliot Legg, whom I did not see come out. And it's now with McCoy Palmer. McCoy Palmer for Basingstoke. Straight back to Cook. Now back with Cook again to Dallimore. Dallimore crosses. I think he was aiming for Reed, which he was. Reed now with the ball for Basingstoke. He's getting closer to the goal area. Is he going for two? He is, but not quite. It's saved by Chris Grace. Callum Bunting, in my view, was the standout player. Was the standout player for Binfield. We can't have that many minutes left on the clock now, surely. And it looks as if a Basingstoke substitute is about to be made. It will be Simon Dunn who will come on for Basingstoke. And Simon Dunn will come on for McCoy Palmer. McCoy Palmer is about to make his way off the pitch. stretching his leg a bit there. He might have gotten a knock a bit there, but the Basingstoke supporters are showing their appreciation. And on goes Simon Dunn for Basingstoke. Throw into Basingstoke. And Basingstoke now have possession once again with the ball. Schwarzer clears the ball from the goal area, almost caught by Brown, but it's now with Sean Moore. Moore sends the ball for goal and almost equalised, and it was almost an equaliser for Binfield, but not quite this time. Reed now for Basingstoke. And a long kick by Reed, but it's gone straight back to Chris Grace. Looks as though we have about 10 or so minutes left. And Howell now with the ball for Binfield does well to hold off an advancing attack there by Howarth. But it's now back with Basingstoke. Caught by Lynch. Lynch with the ball for Basingstoke, intercepted well by James McClurg. The whistle has gone for a free kick, I think, but it's actually for a foul that I think was caused by Cian Duncan. He's talking to him. He's having a look. I think he's writing something down in his notebook. And a yellow card has been awarded to Cian Duncan of Binfield. Cian Duncan had better watch out, because if he makes another foul like that, he'll be sent off. So, and a throw in to be taken by Howarth, and it's now with Brown. Back to Howarth. Howarth with the ball for Binfield, and it's now with McCoy. And it's now with Simon Dunn. Straight to the Binfield substitute, Elliot Legg. And it's now with Ollie Harris. Ollie Harris for Binfield. Intercepted well by Daniel Williamson. And almost goal bounds. It looked like it would have been by Elliot Legg. He would have found a teammate, but Basingstoke did well to hold off. And it's going to be a corner to Binfield. And it's still held out, but Binfield doing well to still hold out. But Basingstoke now have the ball back. And a poor foul by Duncan on Wilson. Ref says play on. And the ball has gone out of play once again for a goal kick. And for those who missed out, remember, it is Ben Cook who is Binfield's man of the match, and was almost like a cross into the goal area by Elliot Legg. And it is now George Reed for Basingstoke. He's running for it. He's only got two players to beat, but couldn't quite do it. And it's now back to Connor Lynch. Bradley Wilson. Almost caught by Cook, but sent out by Thompson Wheeler. Doesn't look like we have that much time left. I'm just checking my power. We're down to about 2% of power, but we will keep going to the bitter end. And the player's been stopped, and it looks as if Howarth has been given a card, likely for dissent. So a player each from Binfield and Basingstoke has been booked. It's now back with Lynch, who has been fouled. Now down to about 1% power. It's now with Lynch. Lynch now with the ball for Basingstoke. Doesn't quite go in. And according to my watch, it looks as if we have about 5 minutes of normal time left. And it's going to be a corner to Basingstoke. Intercepted well, and it's now caught by Dunn. Simon Dunn now with the ball for Basingstoke, the club captain. And it's now with Brown. Still caught by Reed. And ball still goes out of play. And player's been stopped, and I'm sorry to say that because I'm losing a lot of power, I'm probably going to have to leave.
Just a bit to lose, Nicholas. At the end there, appears that we had a few technical problems towards the end of the match. Then I will bring you the final score from the game we brought you this evening. We'll keep you abreast of that. Great coverage from Nicholas throughout this afternoon's match for us, and we are happy to be having him back on the channel tonight. So good game for Nicholas then. 1-0 is the score to the visitors in our featured match today. We'll keep you up to date with how that ends up. We're coming up towards the end of that match. Incidentally, for our club this afternoon, we'll bring you back up to date with that when we can, as we look to bring you some more coverage from non-league throughout the season, and should have a very good afternoon for Nicholas. Good to see him out and about for the station. It was a first for the channel. A few technical issues that we had during the game as well, which we got resolved and managed to bring you majority of the coverage. Hopefully we'll can get Nicholas back into us. And are you there, Nicholas?
Yes, I am. I've just switched to backup power. As a corner kick's just been taken by Basingstoke, doesn't quite get to it. And I'm learning as much as you are the perils of the perils and penalties of doing a live match. As a Binfield player has been fouled, it looks like substitute Liam Tack, but he appears to have got up on his feet okay. He's seemingly all right, which is good.
Appeared to have just lost Nicholas for a moment. There, we will try and see if we can fetch him back on for us as we look towards the end of that match. Try and fetch you the closing stages of the match. This afternoon, fantastic game is brought to us this afternoon as we watch the game unfold. As Nicholas watched the game unfold during the afternoon. So a very big job well done to Nicholas for today. Thank you for your hard work and dedication to the channel. Nicholas getting out and about on the roads for us as well, my friend. Not easy with the powers of technology at times if that doesn't decide to play ball for us throughout the afternoon. As we look to fetch you more live coverage from non-league throughout between now and the end of the season. We'll try and fetch you a few non-league matches throughout non-league as we look to see what we've got left coming up. How many minutes we've got left in the match for you. We'll try and re-establish the links to Nicholas. And if you're honest, we're just into stoppage time at the end of the game now, so that game should be almost over. We did lose Nicholas again. A few technical issues we had throughout the broadcast. It does happen at times and it cannot be helped with us, and it's not our fault that we've had technical issues today at all. We do apologise for those technical issues that we have had, and we hope to have them resolved for our next live out and about broadcast between whether Nicholas does it or whenever the other team does it for the channel. Well, a great job nevertheless from Nicholas Jones this afternoon. Superb as always from the man behind the mic, and that will probably wrap up this one. The results are just coming in. All the other games in the Premier League, apart from Aston Villa game, are full time now, on which I'll just update on the ticker going across the bottom of the screen. This game, your boy is coming up towards the conclusion of the match as well, so we'll be able to bring you we'll wrap up our coverage in a moment, but there is the Premier League scores going across the bottom of our screen. The match where we've covered this afternoon's into injury time and coming towards the end of that match. I'll bring you up to date with the results from the Isthmian League Central Division for today once the results are in for that, and then we'll end this broadcast before we hand over ready for the next game which we have got coming up. Throughout the evening, one game coming up in a few moments time, which I'll be bringing you the commentary of Norwich City against Liverpool. Just so hopefully you'll have enjoyed our match this afternoon. A few technical issues along the way, but we managed to get through to and cover the majority of the game for you. What we're going to do, we'll leave our coverage from the Isthmian League match between Basingstoke away to Binfield. The score 1-0 to Binfield, or trailing 1-0 to Basingstoke. Scott Ormsworth scored on 17 minutes. The difference between the two sides. Well, Aston Villa pulled another goal back at Watford. That is still being played. The result is now just come into that one. I'll flash that up on the screen across the bottom with all the other scores from the Premier League so far today. And I'll even put last night's up there as well for the people who missed it last night. The scores are going across the bottom of the screen from the Premier League earlier games. The match we've covered in this one is coming to its conclusion right now as well. I will try and establish the connection to Nicholas in a few moments before we end the broadcast, just to see his overall thoughts on the game and bring you his overall thoughts on the match. Let's see if we can connect back up to Nicholas. But superb coverage from Nicholas once again, despite having a few technical issues this afternoon. And hopefully you've enjoyed our first ever on the field broadcast. A few technical problems, as I mentioned, throughout the afternoon, but hopefully that's not spoiled your fun of our coverage from Binfield against Basingstoke Town. That is coming towards an end in the game. As we get ready for the action coming up towards the end of the feature match at 3 o'clock. Still 1-0. That game is being played right now. We'll bring you up to date with the results from this game, very short, which we've covered this afternoon. But I'm going to leave the coverage here right now. Binfield losing by a goal to 0 to Basingstoke. From all of us here, see you again very soon. From all of us, goodbye.